Our conversations will be spirited with the hopes that it will bring you a word of encouragement along your journey. I am here with my friend Leslie Thal. We both are second career girls who both made a change in our midlives. Leslie and I worked together for some time at Leslie's hair shop called T Cutters. Leslie, tell me a little bit about your family.
Cindy, I've been married for 30 years. I'm celebrating my 30th wedding anniversary next Wednesday.
Awesome.
Yeah. I have a wonderful mom and dad that have had such a positive influence in my life. I'm so blessed to have beautiful parents, brother and sister that mean a lot to me, a close relationship with them. I also have two wonderful daughters.
Yes, they are.
And beautiful, I might add. They are college students now. My oldest is going to Auburn University in Alabama. She's a vet student.
Oh, love it.
Veterinarian school.
Well, I have 5 dogs, so I'll be coming to her.
We can make that work.
Yeah.
And I have a 20-year-old that is in her 3rd year at NC State. So
that's awesome.
Beautiful family.
And your husband's retired?
My husband is retired from 30 years on the police department.
Wow.
So
I bet you're grateful for that.
Yes, he's enjoying some much deserved rest and actually getting into a second career for himself, but doing what he wants to do now. So
and when he wants to do it.
And when he
wants
to do
nice
it.
for retirement.
Yeah.
So you went back to school at age 40? What motivated you to do that, girl?
Girl, I do not know what I was thinking. You know, Cindy, I've always been a lifelong learner. That's what I consider myself. I've always had a thirst for knowledge. Just in anything that I've done, I always wanted to know how and why and wanted to know more about it. So at the time when my kids were in school themselves, I thought it would be a good time for me. I never really completed a college degree.
Mm-hmm.
So the time just seemed right.
Yes.
When they were studying and doing their homework, for me to study and do my homework, and we did that together, and that just, it fell into place.
Wow, that must have been a sweet time for you and your girls.
It was a really special time.
And tell me about what you do now. What did your school bring you?
Wow. My title is clinical specialist for a company that has a medical device. I am a registered cardiovascular invasive specialist.
Okay, can you say that again? No, just kidding. Just kidding.
The short story is I work with heart patients. I started at a hospital in a cath lab, so people who were having diagnostic tests to check out their heart function, their those kind of things. And then I progressed into some specialized teams in the hospital working with patients who had structural defects. So repairing defects in the heart. So now the company that I work for has a device, a medical device that repairs this heart defect.
Gosh, that's amazing.
It's amazing.
And so this population of people that you come in contact with inside the surgical room, working alongside of this physician, correct?
Correct.
And so they can range from babies to all the way through?
The device that I work with repairs heart defects, and it's a congenital defect, meaning it can happen when a baby's born. They are born with this defect in the heart. That can be severe enough that needs repair right away in their first few years of life. It can also be present in a person who never knew they had it until it causes problems later in life. So it could be anywhere from a 60-year-old person, 80-year-old person. So it is the full range, babies to the elderly and everything in between.
Well, let me ask you this. What made you decide on the medical field?
You know, it's something that I was really interested in exercise and the body and how the body works. And I've always been passionate about health and wellness. And this career in particular kind of just fell in my lap. I was looking into physical therapy, and I didn't even know anything like this existed. So it was through a girlfriend that I was carpooling with to take an anatomy class, introduced me into this field, and I just did some research on it and found the possibilities, and it stuck, and it's been a great career path for me.
Yeah, it sounds like it. And you've shared a lot of that career path with me. Gosh, you went from, we used to work in the hair shop together, so I know you have that creative piece within you. And I know myself that you love people. So when you look back upon this call, this change of career in midlife, have you ever looked back and wondered why you did it? Why you felt led to change your life in many ways?
Well, something you just said, the fact being a people person, and I love people. I loved being able to, in the hair salon, we put our hands on people and we made them feel beautiful, and we had that interaction with people. We got to talk to people, and every client felt like a friend, really, and just making a difference in people's lives that way, but on a superficial level, if I can say that.
Yes.
What I feel passionate about now is being able to make a difference in people's lives.
A deep difference.
In a deeper level.
Soulful.
Absolutely. To be able to take a child that has this debilitating defect and repair this without having to send the patient to an open heart surgery, and to give their parents hope, and to see the wellness come from that. It's very rewarding. The work that I did in the hospital at the beginning of my career was very rewarding. Seeing patients that were anxious and nervous about procedures and being able to talk with them and set them at ease, and then also people who had conditions that needed interventions.
Gosh, yes.
We were able to help them in life or death situations, and it's been very rewarding to me to touch people in that way.
Absolutely. God's given you lots of talents and gifts, and you're using them.
I hope so.
For the kingdom. So you travel all over the United States. That must be very exciting.
It is a blast.
It's
a blast.
And so share with me one of the most awesome places you've been to.
Oh gosh, Cindy. I love travel, and it's just really a God thing that I get to do that for my job now. It's hard to say one place, because I treat every place that I'm going as a new adventure.
Yes.
And I just look for God's beauty in nature, in the glorious mountains, and in the changing of the seasons. But even in the ordinary, you can see God. And that's why I call myself a traveler, because it's my journey on this earth. And looking for God, in everything.
Spectacular.
So I've seen a lot of really beautiful places, beaches, mountains. This country we live in is so amazing, and there's so much more to see. So
it is.
It's hard to pick just one. I just
right.
think I love life and I love nature, so it's everywhere.
Yeah, God's certainly found in nature. And I love to do my artwork, but I'm going to tell you, God has got the best paintbrush.
Absolutely.
When he stands at his easel, he does a beautiful job. So,
and we're getting ready to head into a time of year where I'm already starting to see his artwork just in driving in the mundane drives. And this is what I'm talking about, looking for God. In the mundane drive to the grocery store, you can start to see colors in the trees.
Yes,
or
I love it.
The flowers change with the seasons, and it's amazing. So I look for that every day.
I love nature, and I find God in nature in my backyard. I'm so happy you're here with me today that we get to do this in my backyard in front of my art studio. So let me ask you this. Have you ever looked back and regretted, because I know myself, it's years of school and finances, and have you ever thought for one moment that you wished you hadn't done it?
Oh,
absolutely not.
Absolutely not. There were times it was hard. There were times that I felt there was a strain on my family. Yes, because I had to do my homework, and I was so concerned about getting the grades, and so things. But there's no regret there at all, because I see that my family benefited from this as much as I did. Yes, because they saw the benefit of hard work. Yes, perseverance.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So,
I know how that
no
is.
regrets.
There was a lot of days I wanted to give up, but I kept on keeping on.
Yeah.
So would there be any last words, Leslie, that you might want to offer our audience that might give them hope or restore them in any way?
I think I would just say, if you feel a calling in your heart, if you feel a desire, that could be God talking to you. Yes. And don't resist that. Don't be afraid. Yes. To challenge yourself a little, to grow. That's where growth happens, isn't it, in the challenge?
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to fall, because those are the great opportunities for change and growth.
Absolutely. It's your growing edge. So I guess you could sum that up by saying, if God calls you to it, he'll bring you through it.
Yeah, that's a great way to say that.
Well, thank you so much, for my sweet friend, for being with me today. And we, again, are coming from WYTV7. We are a nonprofit Christian broadcasting network, and we would appreciate any donations that you feel called to give us. You can go to, you can Google WYTV7 to make that donation. I appreciate any comments that you would like to leave on my broadcasting network site, and or you can call 980-202-2915. That is 980-202-2915. You can leave a message, and I will receive it and try to return your phone call. Thank you so much for joining us today, and peace of Christ be with you always. Thank you.